Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. And today I'm switching over from Easter to Mother's Day. The Easter videos didn't do so well, and I'm done with Easter cards. Again, I don't really make Easter cards that often. I just do it as inspiration for you guys, but if not interested, I can move on. And today we're going to make a clear front card using the Magnolia die set from Spellbinders, along with some overhead transparency sheets. You can get like proper card bases made out of like a thicker acetate, but I don't have a problem using this because I don't really use it for a full card base because I've always put like a mini card on the inside, and it helps keep the stability as well as adding the images on the front. So I'm just cutting my card base, which will go on the inside of the card. The outer card is still 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. The inner mini card is 3 3/4 by 5. So I just cut off 1/2 inch from each end of the note card that I put in there. And I'm going to be cutting the Magnolia die out of this like textured gold cardstock from Dollarama. I got this probably a couple years ago, but I really like the texture on it, so I thought I would use this. Plus the Michael's Recollections cardstock that I have, the gold foil one, it's a little bit more on the like warmer side, so it's like kind of like a reddish gold. And I thought that this would look a little nicer. Originally I had planned to inlay the card, or inlay the little bits here that I'm going to be popping out, but you'll see that I don't actually do that, and I'll let you know why when we get to that. But right now I'm just trying to get the pieces out of the die. It's not super difficult, but there is a lot of like little tiny like holes you can poke through. There was a few areas that didn't quite cut as nicely as it should have, so you'll see me trying to poke out some. Don't force them because this is actually a fairly delicate die. It's a lot thinner than I thought it was going to be for like the lines and stuff, which is fine. I still love it. I'm going to be using it quite a bit, and it's really good for making a ton of different cards. These would be great for like sympathy cards, or again Mother's Day cards like today. You could use them as thank you cards. If you, I know they're magnolias, but if you did them in red, I was debating on inlaying these in red color, but with the gold I felt it might be a little bit too Christmassy. So I might try that for Christmas, because you guys know I love my Christmas cards. And right now I'm just like very carefully with my X-Acto blade, like just trying to get those like couple of stubborn areas out. I'm trying to drag less and like kind of like press in a little bit more. There's a few times where I've kind of just like pressed into the cardstock with the blade instead of dragging, and it works a little bit better on the more delicate areas. So I eventually got those all popped out. I am going to cut the shadow layer, which does leave a border in the white. Originally I was going to, again, inlay these, but I'm not going to, because once I glue this on the backing, it looks really great the way it is. So I guess I'm taking my inspiration from the packaging, because the packaging kind of did the same. But they inlaid their pieces because they backed it in vellum instead. But I like this backed in the white because it will also help it like pop out a bit. I will be ink blending a panel to go on the inside of the card just as a background. And if you're not into clear cards at all, I know a few people have commented like I'm not into clear cards, but you don't need to make this as a clear card. You could definitely take the idea and make it on a regular card base, and then just cut your, you can either not leave a border and just do the whole card front in the background pattern or color or whatever you're doing, and or you can leave the matte layer and still cut the panel down and still have the flowers on it, and you don't have to do the cleared aspect. I do like clear cards and I enjoy doing them. I was gonna do one for Get Creeping last month, but because I was so sick, I didn't end up doing it, so you will see that at the end of this month, because I will be posting 2 videos on both the 25th and the 30th of this month, just to catch up on my Get Creeping and my hashtag holiday card hijinks for Christmas cards on the 25th. But yeah, so I really liked how this card looked with just the gold and the white, but I thought I would just like add a little bit of shading. So I'm just using a warm gray 1 marker from my Bianyo set, which is just ones I bought off of Amazon like years ago. I do have the Olo ones that I could have used, but I also am trying to use up these markers so I can switch over to my Olos permanently. So I'm just using what I have. And I'm just using, again, the lightest. I think it's the lightest or second lightest. There might be a warm gray 0, actually, which is a little bit more on the creamy side. So I went with the warm gray 1, I believe. I might even be using the 0. I don't honestly know, guys. I'm trying to read the lid, but it's hard. And I am just kind of like flicking color out from the center of each petal. Some of them I'm coloring in completely for any of the like little foldovers, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of extra lines here and there for a little bit more definition. I could have pulled a warmer gray marker just for some of the areas for more depth, but I decided to leave it as is for that. And again, I really like the way that this turned out. I would probably do this again in different colors, and instead of, you know, laying down the gold layer first, I might cut a white layer just so I know where to color, and then either take that off, like just kind of like temporarily tape it down somehow, and then take it off and add the gold or the silver or whatever color I'm using. Or I could do the white layer and the gold layer, so it would kind of be like a double layered border. And alternatively, you could color in the inlaid pieces and then inlay them, but it's a lot of work. So I don't know if I'll do that. I might try it just because I might want to. I think this would look really nice if you did it, cut it in black, and then maybe did a gold inlaid flower. That might look really nice. Very classy. I don't know. I have a lot of ideas for this, so we'll see. I might just even do some examples to put up on Instagram as extra. I'm not necessarily doing videos for them all, but just additional inspiration. So if you need to, go follow me over on Instagram. I also post on my Facebook every time I post on my Instagram, so it'll be there as well. So right now I am just putting in the mini card on the inside, and for the backing I am going to add another panel just to cover up that tape, and it gives me an area to stamp my logo. And for the florals, I'm just trying to pick out what colors I would like to do. I end up going with this Dew Mist Raindrop combo that I just got recently within the last couple months, I think. I still haven't done the swatches for them, which is why they're not in these bins yet. So I should get around to doing that so I can put them away. But I like it because it's like more of a greeny teal than the like, I think it's Tide Pools Surf and Ocean or something like that. That set's more of a bluey teal, and I've been into the greeny teals lately, and I love a teal gold combination, so I think it went really well. You could have also done maybe like a pink or a peach would have been nice, like something warmer in tone to go with the gold, but I like the contrast of the cooler shades. So for the panel I cut to go on top of the inner card, I am ink blending Dew and Mist, which are the lighter 2 colors in the trio. And then after that, I am going to add the raindrop for the pattern background. I ended up using the Simon's Crackle, I think it's called Crackle background. And I also pulled out like an MFT, just so you can see the stripy one there and the red rubber on the left. But I like the texture of the Crackle background. I've used it quite a few times. I really like this background stamp, and I do need to use my background stamps more often. So I decided to you know, use the one I usually use, which makes sense. I've also used the stripe one quite a few times though too, so These are like my go-tos for texture. And I'm just going to use the raindrop color for this. And I do a technique that I learned, I think off of Kathy Zielski's channel, where she puts background stamps in the MISTI and not on the lid like you're supposed to. And then she tapes the card. That way you can like press the cardstock more into the stamp than the stamp into the cardstock, because the lid is a little bit more flexible. With just the cardstock, I think with it on the top, you don't necessarily always get the best of prints, and this does work a bit better in my opinion. So this is what I usually do. Once in a while, I'll do it the quote-unquote correct way, but this is the way that I normally do it. It was a good hack for me, so this is, again, the way I do things. And you can see it's a little bit dark right now because the ink is still wet, and then the other colors are still also kind of like drying a bit and blending in. I love these Simon inks because as they dry, because they're dye ink, they kind of smooth out a little bit. So it might look a little splotchy on screen here, but looking at the card now doing this voiceover, it looks perfect. So yeah, just give it some time. If it looks bad, just like give it time to dry and like just soak into the cardstock, and you'll notice a big difference for sure. It will also lighten in color, which is why I like to do the swatches of the inks on the side of my cubes so I know what color it's going to be. This is the first time I'm using these inks, so this is the first time I'm seeing the color, but I really love these colors, so I'm not regretting it at all. And now I'm adding dry adhesive to this. Anytime I tape anything to acetate, I always use a dry adhesive because I find that glue doesn't stick well, especially if the acetate gets bent or anything. It will just like pop right off. So I like to use double-sided tape for this type of thing, and I've not had any issues with this. I do have problems with double-sided tape if I'm using just that with cards sometimes, especially if you've had them in your stash for over a year or so. I find that the tape dries out and then some things start popping off, which is why I like to use the liquid glue. But I gave my mom my little like half-filled glue bottle this week so that her and my sister could make me some birthday cards because that's what I requested. So I need to fill another one. I have some at the office because I do card workshops there quite often, so I've left them there. So I might pick some up while I'm in the office this week. But otherwise, I just need to fill a new bottle. So for now, we're using double-sided tape, and we'll hope for the best. I'm also using this Happy Mother's Day stamp set. Well, not stamp set, it's a sentiment in the stamp set from Mama Elephant called Occasional Labels. I like this set because it does have various occasions on them, but I don't use the majority of the stamps on the set so far, and I wish they were a little bit bigger, so I might do my own set eventually if anybody's interested, and maybe just do, you know, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, birthdays, whatever, you know, the like major holidays, and then just do them a bit bigger. But yeah, that's pretty much our card for today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you into clear cards? Are you not? Have you tried it? If not, time to give it a go. So until next time, thanks guys. Bye.